Good day and welcome to Your Ukrainian One and Only Podcast. The podcast about Ukraine, podcast about our tradition, which we're gonna talk about today with one and only Lyubov.
Hello, and one and only Igor.
So today we're talking about Ukrainian traditions. Today is an Orthodox Easter celebration in Ukraine. So today is Holy Easter. Oh. Lyubov, are you Christian?
I guess.
Oh, well. I consider myself very agnostic. So I keep all the traditions, but I consider them as a funny ritual with all due respect to that tradition. But I do not have very deep belief that it will change anything or it will help Jesus Christ to resurrect. Oh God. Sorry, all Christians. Beforehand, I would say I'm really sorry about everything which I will tell. Please excuse me. I am not the smartest person in religious context. Well, actually, no. I read a lot of books about religions and how they formed, but I may sound disrespectful, but I mean it in a very respectful way. Everybody has a right for religion, and all religions are true, including Christianity and all other major and minor religions. They are respected in Ukraine as well. So
yeah. In Ukraine, yes, I can say that all religions are respected, and actually, yes, it's mostly Orthodox is spreaded, but we have really a lot of different other confessions. So yes, there is no any problem with different religions in Ukraine. But as you said, as you asked me, am I Christian? I'm not so religious, and my family is not so religious too. But we are following some traditions because, I don't know, it's more not religious traditions for us. For us, it's more like family traditions. And today is really hard day for me because I guess actually it is first time in my life that I'm not with my family during the Easter. And it's really hard today. Because I really, the whole day I'm remembering everything we are doing in this day. We are gathering together, all my family, all cousins, all nephews, all aunts. Everyone is coming. They're bringing some food. We are making sausages, homemade sausages at home, and actually I do have a tradition to bake an Easter cake, which I actually managed to bake here in different country. Yes.
Cool.
Yes. Yeah, actually it is the family recipe, and I'm baking it for 10 years now, something like this. Each year I bake this Easter cake with special recipe, secret recipe from my Georgian grandmother. So I have a friend here, and she gave me her kitchen yesterday and the whole day. It's a really long process to bake the proper Easter cake. And the whole day I spent in her place, making disaster in her kitchen. But yeah, I did it. But unfortunately, I used to bake a lot of these cakes with intention to give to my family, to my friends, and special tradition is to give it to the kids in your family. So I always baked a huge amount of these cakes, but unfortunately, yesterday I just made a few ones, and I have no one to give it. So yeah, so sad a bit.
I assume you could give it to FedEx, and they would bring it like several months after.
Yeah, Mom,
It's still gonna be good.
Mom, I sent you a cake, but please don't eat it.
Yeah, it is just like it's gonna be dry. It's long-term storage.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there is a sad day today for me. But what about your family traditions? Are you religious? What are you doing on the Easter?
Well, my family is nominally religious, I would say. Like, we maintain all of the local traditions for Easter. Like, my parents would go to church, and I would sometimes join them for the Easter Mass. My mother would bake some Easter cakes. Usually, it's like a whole bunch of these cakes. We are eating them and presenting them to our family and friends, like several months after the Easter. You know what's the most interesting in those cakes? That they stay fresh. They stay
for a long time.
And it is just a regular recipe, like it is like sweet bread and with raisins. Actually, it is my family recipe. We would. I was known in my family as an artist in egg coloring.
Oh my God!
Yes, because as I know, like in Western countries, in European countries, they usually have like those. Majority of them, they usually have like those chocolate eggs, but not in Ukraine. Not in Ukraine. We would cook eggs, boil them, and then color them in different shades, put some stickers on them, or color them by hands with different types of special markers, special paints, etc. So I was a huge professional, I would say, in painting eggs in onion husk and in karkade tea. It's
karkade tea.
Yes,
because we always was doing it with onion, so it's the best way for me to color eggs. But karkade tea.
Yes, which is actually interesting, because when you boil onion husk and then put boiled eggs there, or just boil eggs with onion husk, they become like a brownish yellow. Right?
Or red, I would say brownish, red, really deep red color.
Yeah, like deep red color, like dried blood or something like that.
Really nice color.
Yeah, it is very nice. But when you cook eggs in karkade tea, they become green. They become like brownish, like deep olive color. Which is
I have to try it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, they become like olive grayish color, but you have to use only white or white eggs, not the brown shell eggs.
Got it. So just karkade tea, nothing adding.
Nothing.
Wow.
You may add some lemon juice, freshly squeezed, or like vinegar. That will change the color a little bit for lighter one, but it will not drastically change the game, or the color would not stick to eggs like in a proper manner. I would suggest like deep diving the eggs into carcadea while boiling. Then it will be like in stains, in a like very natural looking pattern. That was nice. And I was boiling eggs with some rubber bands on them, like those flat rubber bands, and that would look like very gosh, I was really proud, and I still am really proud of that type of coloring eggs, because it looks amazing. Like it has white stripes on it when you take eggs out of sunflower, or not sunflower, onion husk. And that looks amazing. So basically, the tradition in our family is to bake Easter cakes, color eggs, and we would go and celebrate Easter at somewhere at the natural resort kind of stuff, or somewhere at nature. We would go to nearby river. We would take some maybe wine, Easter cakes, eggs, and yeah, we would celebrate it there. Whole family would come together and celebrate it. But it is like, it is considered more like a New Year for us. In what term? It's like less religious, more it is just the idea to come together, like celebrating a birthday or something like that. So yeah, that is actually a custom. I cannot think of any, like very, very special thing. Like special things are all reserved for Christmas. Or something like that. Yeah, but mostly, yeah, it looks like that. Celebration at the nature, at the riverbank, or something like that, with the Easter cakes and eggs.
Isn't it cold enough these days? I mean, Easter is usually in the middle of the spring, and maybe in your part, in your region, it wasn't, but in our region, it was cold enough to go somewhere to the river or something like this.
Here's the mystical part kicks in actually of this, because usually it is cold in this time, but not that cold. Like it's like plus 14 or plus 10. The coldest I remember it was like plus 10 and raining, which is actually this year. I was talking to my parents. It is raining and it is relatively cold right now there. But usually most of the Easters I do remember that before Easter it is cold. On Easter it is sunny day. Temperature is rising plus 20 Celsius, which is like you may wear a sweater outside, or not even wear a sweater, just walk around like in a t-shirt and shorts. And then again, little bit cold. Small decrease in the temperature would appear, but usually in our region, which is central Ukraine, it means like Easter means it's gonna be warm after Easter and during the Easter celebration. Not even considering the date of Easter celebration, which is fluctuating from year to year, really. But that I have like stale belief that Easter means it's gonna be warm after. Yeah, that is the interesting regional thing, actually. Yeah, we do believe that it's gonna be warm after Easter.
Because I do remember my granny always said that that's gonna be warm after the Easter. You shouldn't wait the hot spring before the Easter, but it never was true. Actually, maybe different regions and different.
It's probably probably very, very regional, because I don't think like in Kiev region, for example, it's gonna be applicable because Kiev is relatively northern city, and it is usually colder there. Honestly, I would say when I moved to Kiev from my hometown, it like weather would be the same, but it would be like several degrees lower. Usually in the summertime, in a hot period, which I enjoyed a lot actually. When it is colder, it's better for me. But still, I was like, that's interesting.
Yes, and actually it is really obvious difference, but even the harvest, it differs from your region to my region. We take harvest like with a difference a month. You can take your harvest a month earlier than we would do it.
I didn't pay attention to that properly before, but I tend to believe that it is true. Yeah, it really is. What are your family? I know that like we were talking the other day with you, and I know that your family is very rich for different traditions.
Oh yes, for me, actually, I do have this feeling that Ukrainian. I don't have actual statistics, but maybe you will say, am I right or wrong? But I have a feeling that actually in Ukraine, family traditions is about family. Mostly, so
that's true.
a lot of families have its own traditions, and it can differ from one family to another. So it's really interesting to observe that really each family mostly will have something that they do each year or every time, or they would do something because, or they made up the tradition, or they follow some traditions, maybe because they are religious enough, or they're not. So they will definitely have some traditions, and my family too. And what can I say? When we are gathering together, and mostly it is Easter and Christmas. And Orthodox Christmas, the 7th of January. It's somehow everyone planning to be at home. So when you're planning your year, for example, you take some vacations, you're thinking where you want to go, and and each person from my family, they just know that for Christmas and for Easter, they will be in our hometown with our family. And what I really like that almost each our family dinner will end with singing traditional Ukrainian songs.
What surprised me a lot, actually, that you are the family who are singing.
I thought everyone was doing it, When you said that it is a surprise for you, I was surprised because I really thought in my hometown, it is northern Ukraine. It's a region called Polissa, and actually everyone is sitting there. We have some traditional songs, and even I would say that each person in our family knows his part or her part. For example, my brother with her
my
lower
God.
baritone, he's singing his part. I'm the middle. I have a middle voice. I have my part, and yes, we would make it really. I would say professionally. Yes.
Dude, this is so cool. I'm telling you, this is extremely cool.
Yeah. And
I think it's
sounds
very
incredible.
uniting, right? Is it really uniting kind of
Yes.
stuff?
Yes, it is. And we starting with some traditional songs, and then let's sing this song. Oh yeah, and let's sing this song. And even sometimes we are looking for some lyrics in the internet because not everyone knows the song, but we want to sing it, for example. But we are starting with traditional Ukrainian traditional songs.
Cool. That really, that sounds awesome. That sounds awesome. I would like to be able to sing. Some part of my life, I was thinking that I am like a good singer. My different concerts at school can prove that I was extremely wrong about myself. Like extremely wrong, but still, yeah, that was a fun part of my life. I thought I was a star.
Oh,
I thought that my destiny was to become super cool. Well, that didn't happen, and thank God that didn't happen. Thank God. The revelation came to me, with the help maybe of Jesus Christ or somebody, some deity. Some deity helped me to understand that no, I'm actually not a good singer and not a good performer. But well, anyways, yes, that's amazing. That sounds great, actually.
But I really think that a lot of families in Ukraine sing in Ukrainian songs too. And I'm pretty sure that, for example, western part of Ukraine, they are more religious and they more are following this, let's say, what church is saying to do. I don't know how to say.
Well,
yeah.
I would say
So
that Westerners are less understandable in terms of there is a mixture because there is like more representation of Catholics, different types of Catholics, and different types of Orthodox Christian.
I just wanted to say that on the western part of Ukraine, there is more differences between these confessions, these kinds of religions. But no matter what kind of religion it is, they follow more these religion traditions. So they will, I don't know, it's sort of obligatory to go to the church, and maybe not obligatory, but more people will go to the church. For example, in my part, in my region, it was quite a lot of people who were going to the church for Easter or even for Christmas, I guess, but not so many, I would say. And for example, as for me, I've been to church just a few times in my life, and part of these times was actually on the Easter, and when I was, I don't know, 10 or 13, something like this, with Easter cake and eggs to make it sane somehow. I don't know. Yeah. So we sort of followed these traditions when I was a kid, but we don't do it now. it's not so. It's not about religion this day for us mostly. But as now I understand that in different regions of Ukraine, they take this day differently. They celebrate it maybe really differently, and
and plurality of views there. I'm talking about Western Ukraine. It's fascinating, actually. They have very religious but very different traditions in terms of celebrating Easter. The idea is always the same: the resurrection of Jesus Christ. But the traditions are different, because what was different for me when I deep dived into the western part of Ukraine, I wanted to learn about the cultures, about the different aspects of living there. That usually in my hometown you can see two type of let's say churches. It's whether Christian Orthodox church or it is synagogue. There are no mosques. There is, I think, one Catholic church, Greek Catholic church, and I assume there are no Roman Catholic churches in my hometown. And when I came to, for example, to Lviv, and I saw that there are
plenty of
several different, you can they can be even next to each other, like a Greek Catholic church and Roman Catholic church could be next to each other, and I was like, so there are different types, there are different varieties in there, and all of them are having their own thingies for Easter and Christmas and celebrations. They have their taste, I would say, their own unique taste, which was very interesting for me. But I still consider myself non-religion, or I believe in Norse gods, I guess. I would say, or something.
But what about Christmas in your family? Do you make kutia or something like this?
Actually, no. In my family in particular, only my grandmother was making kutia, and it was really, really different from kutia which I have seen or tried later in my life, actually recently, for Christmas, because my grandmother would make kutia of rice, some raisins. I actually have never tried her kutia because it looked like red rice, sweet rice, and I was like, what are we, some kind of I don't know, what is that? Tasty. So it was standing on a table usually for Christmas, but I think nobody ate that except for my grandmother. And my aunt.
Your family is so rude.
No, that's like.
No, I'm kidding.
It wasn't considered like something, I would say, important. It was like, okay, there is kutia, cool, good, but we wouldn't eat that. I don't have childhood memories like lots of my friends does, they eating their grandma's kutia, which was totally different thing, and so on. And it is Christmas for a lot of people is related to the taste of kutia from their family. I wouldn't say so. Actually, but I had as a fat child, I had one weird custom for the Easter. Usually I would eat that much of a candy, chocolate candy, that I would have a rash on my skin.
Oh my God.
Yeah, my diet would consist of, nobody could stop me actually. My diet would consist of candy, chocolate candy, different bars, and eggs. and they couldn't do anything with me. I would still find that. They never hidden food from me. Actually, my family never. But I assume like if they would hide some candies or try to manage my expectation, I would say, like, or prohibit me of eating like this much chocolate, that wouldn't work. Actually, I would find a way. And that was my personal weird custom, which is totally unhealthy, which is totally like really, really bad, and I don't know, disrespectful decision considering your body. No, but yeah, I would do that, and yeah, that was my custom.
For me, it's strange because I can't imagine any Christmas without kucha, and we always do it in our family. And actually, maybe we should explain that kucha is a special meal for, and actually, it is really, really traditional Ukrainian food. And it differs from depending on the purpose it is done. As I know, some ancient Ukrainian traditions, and actually we still have it, there is different types of kucha, and it can be cooked, for example, one type will be cooked for Christmas, and another type will be cooked for the funeral, for example. And this is, so it is really, really Ukrainian traditional food. It is not food that you would eat just the other day, you know. You can, of course, you can, but no one does do it. No one does it. It can be two types that you said made from rice, and my mom have done it using rice. It was liquidy. It is sweet because of honey, and it contains some nuts. And actually that's it, as I remember. But my mom, she baked a special bread that you put into this liquid and eat this sweet, really, really moistured bread. It was really tasty, but I can't say I really liked but we always had it on the Christmas. I always tried it. I did like it when I was a kid because it was sweet, but then the rice, I'm not sure I do like it. And I always took that bread and I worked only with this sweet liquid, not with rice, because as a kid I didn't want it. But later when I entered university and I had maybe it was even after the university. Once I had a Christmas that I couldn't go home, and I had to do something. I had to have kucha on my table, even I'm not at home, but I have to have kucha. So I bought wheat, and I made kucha with wheat. And it was different recipe, and I really, really liked it a lot. And I thought, okay, why we are not eating it just as a regular dish? It is incredibly tasty. Yeah, so I do like it, and we are doing it for Christmas. And how to say it? The 9th of January.
9th of January?
How to say Водохреща? How to translate this holiday?
I don't know.
The day when
baptizing day? When water was baptized?
Maybe something like this.
I think it is like John the Baptist or something like that day. Mm-hmm. I assume it is called like baptizing day. Baptisian Day, something like that.
Okay, we will go.
Like there is a custom for this day is to dive into cold water. Right?
And we had one more day when I was a kid when we did this kucha, and no one could explain me why we are doing it, because literally this day, if we translate, it called the Old New Year.
Yes. 14th, right? 14th of January.
Yeah, 13, 14. I couldn't understand what is this. We had already a new year. Why we are celebrating the old new year, and what does it mean? If it's old, so it is previous year. We are celebrating previous year. What is happening?
So the algorithm would be in such a sequence. We would celebrate New Year on 31st of December. Then we would celebrate Christmas on 7th of January. Then on 14th, we would celebrate Old New Year once again. Like, yeah, it was confusing, actually.
Yeah, and then this baptizing some sort of day. I don't know how to say it in English, but now I know why. But as a kid, in my teens, I couldn't understand this concept, actually.
Oh, please do tell. Do tell.
Because of calendars, we are now living with the Gregorian calendar. Gregorian calendar, thank you. And these holidays was celebrated before our region became use the Gregorian calendar. It was celebrated by Julian calendar. So the normal life changed. I mean, the non-religious life changed its calendar, but religion, life, and churches, they didn't do it. So if we transform, it would be this old new year, this 13 or 14 of January, in Julian calendar, it would be the 31st of December and the 1st of January.
So that means that by Julian calendar, our current 7th of January, when we celebrate Christmas, would be like 25th of December.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
So
exactly.
Yeah, that is whole confusion. That's why we have like 2 New Years, and right now some Chinese New Year is getting theme and attention. So probably we're gonna have like 3 New Years.
Whole year of New Years.
No, but, I'm sure some tribes in Africa celebrate New Year somewhere midsummer, and some communities in, for example, Brasilia.
But can you imagine, actually, recent years, and not recent years, I always couldn't understand this old New Year. I never really, for me, it wasn't a big holiday, just a day my parents like, okay. But so I can say I really celebrated it when I'm adult, right? When I was a kid, I had no other choice, right? So it's not a big deal, maybe anymore, but I do know some families that still celebrate it, but not as many. But can you imagine this changing of calendars was more than 100 years ago, and people still celebrate the new year in this day. And it definitely is not, I'm sure that because of these differences between calendars calendars, it is not anymore particular 13 days difference. It's definitely is supposed to be some other day if count proper. But people still like to celebrate it in the 13th of January. I never understood it. And this old New Year.
Considering that Jesus Christ supposedly died approximately 2,000 years ago, and then was resurrected by himself, also 2,000 years ago, and we still celebrate it. 100 years doesn't
should
sound
I say
too much.
that he wasn't born in December, and should I say that he wasn't resurrected in spring, or I shouldn't?
Oh, well, I don't know. For me, it sounds like discussion of a birthday, like of Harry Potter's birthday or something like that. Honestly, I'm deeply, deeply sorry if I'm ruining somebody's belief, but for me, it sounds like a fiction, good fiction with a good idea, but fiction.
Yeah, but fortunately, we know exactly when Harry Potter was born. Because the source.
This is for now. Imagine like in a couple thousand years.
Yes, because the source of the story is still alive, and she said it this day. Yeah, but unfortunately, we can't know exactly when Christ was born. But okay, we won't do it. Okay, we won't touch this topic, please.
Yeah, let's don't touch, because some people are taking that like offensive, because people really do believe in that, and I would be offended as well if somebody would tell that it is not true, that those things which I believe in, that is. I'm telling first of all, I'm telling it to myself. Let us be respectful and not offend anybody.
I just realized that my family traditions is more about winter and cold weather, and I can't recall any traditions during, for example, summer or hot time of the year, warm times of the year. It seems like we have to do something because it's cold and we don't have any work outside. So
well, that really sounds like that, because usually it's historically.
Sorry. I mean, there are a lot of holidays during the warm time of the year, even religious holiday. But as for my family, I can say we celebrated something, but most our traditions and most our holidays was, for example, Saint Nicholas Day. We celebrated New Year, this old Christmas, old New Year, this old stuff, but I can't recall anything about war.
Yeah, that's true. Summertime isn't the time for celebration, and I can justify it historically or genetically, because usually in our region, summertime is a time for work. Mm-hmm. If you work good in summer, then you have something to kutya in winter time. Mm-hmm. So that's why there wasn't too much to do in the winter time. What would they do? They couldn't do anything for crops. They would maintain our household, like maybe some animals which they had, but they basically had to sit at home all the time. Mm-hmm. So they invented a lot of stuff to keep themselves entertained in this time. That's why we take serious winter holidays and we don't take serious summer holidays, because people would work at that time. And I know only one holiday, I can just recollect only one holiday which we would celebrate as a family, more or less in a decent way. Of course, not in that scale as we would celebrate like New Year or Christmas, but we would celebrate that. It's 24th of August. It's Independence Day of Ukraine. We would watch parade or go to parade, and we would have family gathering definitely in summertime. This is the day when we would have a family gathering most of the time. Any other dates, I cannot recollect that there are some celebrations in summer actually. Maybe there is no family celebration. There is some Christian holiday, as I remember, which translates in English when Ivan peed in water. That means like it's somewhere in midsummer. Somewhere in no. It's not Ivana Kupala.
Got it.
It's I think it's Ivan peed in the water. So he urinated in the water, and that means the water is warm in rivers.
I'm trying to recall how my mom called it, but okay. If I remember, I tell you. Or mom, please write the comment down below. Remind me, how does this day go?
Yes, Luba's mom, thank you for your comments. So we always appreciate it. But that wasn't a family celebration.
Sorry. And you, everyone who are listening to this point, please leave a comment down below and please tell us what is interesting to you. Maybe we will discuss some topics that you are interested in. Thank you. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, leave a comment. Don't be bastard.
Shy.
Yeah, don't be shy. We are kind and nice people, mostly Christian, but not all the time. I'm Christian by proxy. Oh, by the way, were you baptized?
Yes, I guess, yes.
Oh, nice. I even have a picture from the day I was baptized.
I actually even not sure was it in Ukraine or in Georgia. Actually, Mom, leave a comment down below.
Elizabeth, Mom, did you baptize?
I don't have a cross or anything. I don't even know. I guess they baptized me, but I'm not sure. I do remember, I have some memory about it, but I'm not sure. Was it related to me? So I don't even know what was it. I do remember that I was really small kid. It was in our Ukrainian house, and I do remember some priests in our house, and they've done something. And I don't remember was it related to me or they did something different job. I don't know. So I don't even sure if I was baptized, was it in Ukraine or in Georgia where I was born? So we will ask my mom later.
Interesting, because I have like that weird, embarrassing picture. I don't have a lot of pictures of from my childhood because the time, but the only one I have like a big one. It's like the day of my baptism. Those embarrassing pictures where like you are naked as a kid, and there is a picture of following content. My godmother, my godfather, and the priest who baptized me holding me in his hands, and that is the picture inside the church. And I was like, when I grew up, like I was probably like 13 years old or something, I was looking at this picture and like, they were taking picture inside of the church.
Yes.
And, with the priest, and that was kind of like interesting. Is this really a valuable day for people to remember? I have just, it is just very rhetorical question, actually. Is this fun?
I see nothing strange in it because, yes, maybe people who have a kid, they want to remember this day. And actually, there is another interesting point about this picture. You never mentioned your parents on this picture. And do you know why?
No, I don't know, but I'm super excited actually to hear that. That's interesting. Do you know why?
Because in Orthodox tradition, they are not allowed to mom to come into the church. She can't come into the building, the actual mom of the kid, if she don't do some ritual. I don't know what exact ritual, but they have to do something until they do it. If the mom done this ritual, she can come inside with her kid during this baptizing process. If she haven't done it, the parents are not allowed to come in. I know it because I was baptizing a kid of my friend's kid, and I didn't know about it too. But then the priest said, "Did you to my friend? Did you do something?" And she talking on religion, speaking religious language, So she said, "No, I don't know what is it. So you can't come in. Just wait outside." And my Natasha, okay, I can rest. I'm without my child for a few hours, so. Great, and she wasn't allowed to come in.
Oh, nice. I was actually baptizing my nephew, and my sister couldn't come into church as well during the baptizing. Well, I warned them that I'm not the best candidate for baptizing anybody, actually. Well, but I love my nephew, and I'm willing to do anything what he needs. So his mother at the time told me that it is necessary. So I went to that. This was the time my nephew peed on me. Well, because of the water, they put small kid who isn't walking and cannot control his needs into water.
Your nephew just peed on you, just peed. But during that baptizing process that I mentioned before, my friend's kid did some other stuff on me.
Cool.
Yes.
Yeah, another Ukrainian custom. If you hit the shit somewhere,
Actually,
it's for the money that you will have money.
Actually, yeah. Oh, I forgot about it. Yes, actually, in Ukraine, it's how to say. There is this phrase that you hit shit. It's for the money. Yes.
Yeah, it's when like bird poops on you, or you step into like dog's poop. Or we consider all poop on the roads dog poop. Well, that means that you will have sudden, unexpected income without any effort.
Sorry. What I'm hearing, you want to ask how it relates? We don't know.
Yes, we don't know. Well, I can assume that poop is like what was considered manure, which was used for. It is fancy word for animal poop. For animal poop, which is used for fertilization of the field.
Okay.
So supposedly, probably it is considered as a fertilizer for the field. A good crop meant more money, more food. So probably this is the link, the sequence of thinking. But it is just an assumption, actually, and probably that it could
actually it sounds quite logical. It sounds quite logical for me, actually, this explanation. Thank you.
Well, yeah, it sounds logical because I'm trying to make it logical, but how would you logically explain that custom that you cannot give anything from your home through the ridge of the door without stepping on it? Or without going outside of your home to give someone, like, let's imagine a situation. Your neighbor is coming and telling, hey, do you have a cup of sugar or salt or anything? You're like, yeah, you're going grabbing that cup, and to give this cup, you have to go out your front door or step on the ridge of the door to give this cup out. Otherwise, it would be considered bad sign or something like that.
Bad luck, and we will have a fight with your neighbor or with someone if you are given something through the door, just not stepping or going out. So you should do it or outside or inside, not through the door.
Well, in my region, it was considered like you are giving out the wealth from your house if you are not stepping on the ridge. Because
In
when
my
you are
region,
outside of the house and you are giving it to somebody, it is like a gift, just a gift. But when you are inside and given this, for example, sugar outside of the, you are standing inside of the house and you are giving it outside through the front door, that means that you are giving out the wealth. I cannot make it logical, actually. I don't know, but I still follow this.
Actually, it's so interesting and strange, yes, it's really interesting. I got to know that is something weird when foreigners started to say, "Luba, what are you doing?" I had a friend from Canada, and I had to give him something, and you do it unconsciously. You just tap on this thing. You just. I don't know, you just step and give, you just do it unconsciously. And then Stacey, what are you doing? Why are you stepping? What? And I realized that I do something that other nations don't do,
Unusual, very unusual.
Yes, something unusual in someone in foreigner eyes, And it's interesting. In my region, it meant that it's gonna be fight between people who are given anything through the door. It's considered that they will have some fighting. So. Yeah, it's interesting. And I heard some people who are learning these traditions that it has different ideas why we have it, why we are doing it. But I can say that any of these reasons is reasonable. But the interesting thing is that I'm pretty sure that each Ukrainian, if he or her will give you something, they won't do it through the door until they step on this I don't know how to say this thing,
ridge, doorway ridge.
Until they step on this ridge, or they will come out, or they will let you in, but they won't. It's really unconscious move.
Yeah,
no one believes that something will happen. It's really unconscious move that you're learning from your, childhood. It just everyone do it, and everyone. It's like it's like
unconscious move.
Yes,
it's like unconscious move.
Yes. No, I mean that's really, really usual thing to do, and no one really overthink or think about it. Just do it. That's it. And about really strange thing that I never couldn't understand. We have this in Ukraine too. The thing that if you want to present the flowers to someone, you can present 3 or 5 or 7, but you can't buy 2 flowers, for example, because it's
So
for funerals.
only odd numbers you can
Only
present,
odd numbers,
even you
not
cannot.
even our even numbers. It's for funerals.
Yeah, which is
Why?
totally vice versa from European and American way. They usually present even numbers for a living and odd numbers for dead people. Have no idea. It is like weird custom just to
I
make it
think-
interesting properly.
I am pretty sure that it is just marketing because you have to buy
Yeah.
one more, you know.
Yeah, it sounds like a marketing thing, actually. Yeah, it's weird. I've never thought about that, actually.
It's really interesting somehow. You have some really things that you think everyone is doing. For example, yes, it's and interesting to see the reaction of people from that are not in the picture, and to see reaction. For example, you're saying yes. For example, your family is not saying why. Why? For me, it's why. And it's strange when you're trying to explain to a foreigner what is Old New Year.
Yeah, Old New Year sounds weird. You know which custom I cannot explain myself logically as well? It is like whistling inside, whistling in home or in your apartment. That people tend to believe that it leads to no money. It leads to poverty. If you whistle inside your apartment or inside your house, that you will lose some money, and it is prohibited to whistle. And I still cannot explain it to myself how it can be justified, actually.
How it's supposed to work, actually.
Yeah.
Actually, I had really funny situation with it. Once my cousin from Georgia, she's stuck in Ukraine when pandemic started, and she will live in my place almost a year. But she's from different country, but she just stuck because all borders were closed, so she couldn't live to Georgia. Yeah,
And pandemics, keeping families close.
Yes. Actually, it's a good side of a story because finally we had a lot of time with my cousin together. But she adores whistling. She likes to do it, and she asks me if it's okay if I whistle inside, because my mom always yell on me. And I'm telling, no problem, I don't care. I'm pretty sure that my income depends on my job, not on your whistling. And and she started to whistle, and I realized that my nature doesn't accept it. I do understand that it's not logical. It's that she can do anything. She can whistle inside, but I realized that I so got used to this thing that you are not allowed to do it inside. That when she started to do it, I was confused. I wanted say, okay, no, stop it, because I won't have money.
Oh my God! Really?
Yes. Logically, I do understand that's insane, but it was. I didn't stop her. I just made myself to get used to that. It is okay to whistle inside, So I changed this habit. It was just a habit, So yeah, it's interesting.
Mm-hmm. And that another weird custom is not to take out trash after the sunset.
Oh, yes.
Which is weird.
But I can't say it is really spreaded, but I heard a lot of it. For me, it's okay to take out the garbage any time of the day. And in my family, it was too. But I heard about it a lot.
Yeah. I think we maintained that in our family. I don't maintain it right now, but it's still some kind of subconscious practice. I would say I usually put out trash in the daylight. But yeah, it also meant, which is weird, it like this whistling thing actually linked to money. Same with the trash. If you take out trash, people tend to believe that they will have no money. If you take out trash in the night time, actually.
So you take out some property or some wellness from your house.
Yeah, which is like I don't pretty much logically understand that, but well,
maybe
okay.
maybe it's like actually all these things supposed to be logical. I mean, maybe it's like if you throw out something during night, you can't see properly what are you throwing out, and maybe you can accidentally throw out something that really have some value. Maybe something like
maybe
this.
Then one should consider not put valuable things into a trash bag.
No. Now you do have a trash bag or something like this. But before, maybe a lot of centuries ago, I guess they didn't have so good daylight as we have in our apartment, and maybe their trash looks like differently. Definitely, they didn't have some, I don't know, plastic or garbage or something like this. So maybe.
Yeah, don't throw good potatoes. Wait till the morning. Something like that. Just to evaluate food.
As I remember, it's something like this, that don't do it at night. It's connected with the cleaning too, cleaning apartment. So
when another, I recollected another one. Did you have that in your region? No, I'm just really interested. Did you have it? Like you cannot sweep floors when somebody of your family or from your household is traveling.
My mom is doing it just as an excuse not to clean when I'm leaving her house. Sorry, Mama.
It is a good cause. Well, I'm keeping customs, by the way, or something. Which was pretty weird. I know that in pagan tradition, sweeping is actually cleaning the road. So when somebody travels, and you sweep, you are sweeping all of the obstacles from the road. It came from that time when the roads were actually dangerous thing. And you could be raided or robbed by some forest hooligans or something like that. But right now travel is relatively safe. way safer than doing a lot of other stuff.
About sweeping,
still.
actually, I recalled. I don't know how to explain it. You can't sweep someone's leg around someone because this person won't get married.
A sweep? You mean sweep around somebody's feet, right?
Yeah, around somebody's feet. Yes, when someone's standing, you have to let this person take few steps away because this person won't get married if you are sweeping around his feet.
Oh, I haven't heard about that, actually.
Yeah, really? Oh, interesting. And sitting in the corner of the table, the same thing. You won't get married because you're sitting in the corner of the table.
Yeah, I heard that, and I actually intentionally did it. But then I found out
it doesn't work.
but then I found out that works only for female part of population, and I was like, okay, well
Okay.
anyways. Yeah, but as a child, I intentionally was doing that. I do not remember why. As a rebel.
Protest. I think as a protest. Yes, definitely. Because we were told not to do a lot of stuff, not to do this.
And not. There was another
something
one.
Interesting is coming. I hear.
Like not really interesting, but well, it is. But it is weird. Like you cannot. Like you put butter on the bread or spreading anything tasty on any surface with a knife, and you cannot lick knife because people tend to believe that you will become like evil. Or angry or something like that. I couldn't understand why. It looks nasty or what.
I think it is obvious. It's just safety reasons because the kid can just hurt its tongue. So it's obvious.
Well, safety reasons, yeah, it's fine. But for older people, like not for older people, for people who are not kids anymore, it is also like working weird. I understand custom not to run with a knife out. That is. Why there is no such custom for scissors, I would say.
For scissors, I don't know.
Yeah, like don't lick anything from scissors. Actually.
Or maybe because...
Yeah, maybe because it's absurd.
Because if your kid licks your scissors, you should be, You
should consider talking to your kid. Because it's like, what?
Okay.
What is like? What? I think we need to make some new customs as well. Not to replace the old customs, but new customs like do not lick glue sticks or eat soap or something like that. I think that
so far your customs sounds like warning signs on the packages. So
danger, licking your glue stick may lead to addiction.
Oh gosh.
And I do not know the root of that custom, but I think it has Christian roots, but I'm not pretty sure that male population may not wear a hat inside the room. Inside the apartment, inside house, inside everything. Like
I never understood it. Sorry for interrupting you, but
no,
it was so funny at school when each teacher really thinks that it is so important for her to loudly say to all boys, take off your hats. You are in the school. You are in the building. They were yelling on them. But then during the class, if it's cold inside, for example, during the winter or something like this, sometimes the classes were cold and they, come on, put your hats on, you will get sick. So please, woman, make a decision what to do, to put these hats or to take out these hats.
Oh yeah, teachers' customs and that things which they were telling us to wear our hats during winter time, our beanies, that was like, they were telling us that if you don't wear your hat during the winter time outside, you will inevitably get meningitis.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is totally bacterial disease. or a virus. I think it's bacterial. Yeah, but...
traditional medicine. Oh, my favorite topic. Oh, one of my favorite topics.
Yeah, that was really, really interesting. I think that's some kind of a new custom. It was some kind of a new custom.
Definitely, yeah.
But isn't it weird? It contradicts all the logical reason. Well, you can get a lot of diseases by not wearing a hat and have it like wet hair outside when it is minus, when it's negative temperature, but not meningitis. Why would they tell that you would have meningitis?
Just to scary kids, just say to wear a hat. That's it. I guess everything about these customs, even too, it's about scaring the person. You won't get married. You will die. You won't be wealthy. you will get meningitis or something like this.
Yeah.
I think all of this.
Put some shit on you. It will lead to your money. Don't whistle, don't wear a hat, put some shit on yourself.
Oh gosh, yes. But regarding this custom about not wearing hat inside the building, it's really totally I don't know. You can't explain it. Why you can't wear a hat inside the building?
Maybe like because of lice or something like that. Like from old times, like if you had lice in your hair, like they would jump out from your head on somebody's. Like I'm just trying to.
Okay.
I'm just trying really hard.
Yeah, it's interesting.
These are all like we were discussing very like I would say low key, down to earth customs, like day by day life and so on and so forth. The thing which is stuck in your head by default from your parents, from your surrounding in the country, and that I think it has very serious impact on personality. Not defining impact, but it definitely has some impact on personality formation or something like that. That and the custom with the bucket, with empty bucket, that somebody crosses your road with empty bucket, then you will have again no money. It's all money related. Nothing is related to like mental health. Or something like, don't watch TikTok till 2 a.m. You will go insane.
You won't get married.
You won't get married, or you will go insane and start to dance to your camera, and you're a bad dancer. You can't dance.
That's why no one will want to marry you.
Because you're a bad dancer and showing it to the whole world.
So it is really logical custom,
Well, yeah, that makes sense. Well, I think people who are bad dancers should also have an opportunity to
Agree.
show their dancing skills. But I think, yeah, it could be custom. Could be custom. Or I don't know, touch the receptacle of your ATM machine while taking out money because you may be scammed.
That is really useful, custom.
Yeah, that, like, seriously, guys, check the ATMs.
And again, it sounds like a warning sign on the ATM. Sorry, Igor, but somehow your ideas are.
I just wonder why didn't they put some warning signs on buckets, like do not cross the road with empty bucket in front of people. Otherwise, you will lead to poverty.
Sorry, you recalled me about the empty bucket. So there is the same. It is the same idea as the broken glass or a mirror, the broken mirror or the black cat. But as I understand, a broken mirror and black cat is worldwide spread custom.
Yeah, broken mirror, and when you spill a salt in house, that is absolutely understandable, and that is absolutely logical thing, because mirrors and salt were extremely expensive back in the days, because mirrors were made one of the components of the amalgama in mirror was silver, and mirrors are usually big, so it was expensive thing. Right now there are some synthetics and so on and so forth. So if you're a vampire, there is no silver in the mirrors, you still can be seen in the mirrors.
Don't worry.
You couldn't be seen in the mirrors back in the days because there was this silver. But right now, don't worry.
It is a great time for vampires, because
yes, if you're a vampire nowadays and you're afraid that you will not become like a beauty blogger or beauty influencer, you will. Mirrors are working for vampires right now. There is no silver. There is no silver. Just buy new one. Salt was mined in the salt mines, and that was also like a very, very valuable thing. As saffron, I think right now, saffron flowers right now is very expensive substance. Same was with the salt. So right now, modern belief, like if you spill some saffron spice, you will have like a fight in your family because it is expensive kind of stuff.
And you definitely will, because you just spilled a few $100.
Yes. Right now, modern custom, do not drop the iPhone of your close friend on the floor. Otherwise, you will have. This is how it sounds to me. Like, do not spill like salt on the ground or something.
Yeah.
That's why actually that was considered as very, very protective thing back in the days from like all evil spirits. You have to pour salt on the ground in a circle and so on and so forth. Yeah, because it was heck of expensive. Nobody could afford that. Not so many people could afford that, to spill the circle of the salt on the ground. Yeah, that's interesting. These I can explain. I cannot explain
the empty bucket.
The empty bucket, whistling, and doorway. I can't. I just like. I still follow though. I still follow.
Yes, it's this strange thing that you just got used to do it, and you're doing it unconsciously, and it's interesting but this moment of revealing that you're doing something strange is just I don't know,
priceless.
incredible. It's priceless. when you're doing it your whole life, and then once you just step on this door and, why am I doing it? Why?
It leads to confusion, then fun.
Yes.
You're starting to have fun with it.
Yes, as I told you with my cousin, yes, she says, "Can I whistle?" Of course, and she starts, and I what to do? In my brain, warning, someone is whistling in your house.
That's why all of this stuff is called superstitions, because it's like on the very surface, it's very simple, and you don't have to think about that. Customs, on the other way, are more deeply rooted. Custom, it's like to make a vyshivanka for your husband or for your kid or for your relative. That is a custom to make vyshivanka, because it is more considered as a spell, as a protection spell, as a prosperity spell. While doing that pattern, which you can usually see in vyshivanka, it usually uses the colors of health, of strength, of
and
different types.
Each region has its own let's say colors and forms, what would like this embroidery and vyshivanka looks like.
Oh yeah, and do you know anything about motankas? Because I felt weird googling that, because like I'm Ukrainian, I'm supposed to know that, but I have no idea about motanka. It is a doll, right? It is doll which is made without any sewing or without any needles, right? But what for?
Maybe it's sort of as a protection is made, as a some protection of your house. But actually, I do remember I was really a kid, like 5 or 6, something like this. I was with my granny in the field, and she took some grass and she showed me how to make a doll from a grass. You just make this from the grass. You can make this doll. And I actually, as a kid, have done it a lot and played with these dolls from grass. Later I got to know that they're doing these dolls with some signs of protection of the house. So, and actually even in my hometown, you could see a lot of these dolls in the house as a protection.
So cool. It is very like witchy stuff.
Yeah.
Ukraine is a motherland of witches, I would say. And considering myself a male person, I would say that warlocks as well. But this is weird. Why witch can be only a woman, but it cannot be a man? It is like
sexism.
It. Same with warlock, but witch and warlock are totally different thing.
Yes, different persons. I don't know.
A rhetorical question.
I actually. Do you have some? I don't know. Did you have some fortune telling traditions? Did you do something like this as a kid?
Well, I did a lot as a kid, and I would say I was very esoteric person. So I cannot tell that I'm like there was a like family customs or something like that. I was just like, actually, palm reading. That was considered like a family custom, some kind of stuff that wasn't defining. But we would usually look at our lines on the palm. And like you will have a really, really long life. Like it was usually related to very
to
good
long
things,
life.
very good things, or you are very, very smart. Look at this line, and so on. There wasn't like a bad signs on the hand. The only bad sign on your palm was it's like missing. Like if you don't have palm, that's a bad sign.
Yes.
But mostly that was more like psychological programming people around you for something good in their life.
Of course.
And that was a good custom. Like it was a good custom to program something good in your life, like on psychological level. That was a fun.
I remember that maybe you know that Saint Andrew's Day. It's sort of 12, I guess, from 12 to 13 of December, and there are a bunch of Ukrainian traditional fortune-telling processes. And I do remember I was a teen. I guess it was like I was like 12 or 13, something like this. And you're supposed to take so many pieces of papers as I don't remember the amount of this piece of paper depends on what age you was or in what day you were born. For example, I was born in 15 of March, and I supposed to take 15 pieces of paper plus one. Or maybe how old I was. I don't remember. Sorry, it was a long time ago. But you're taking some amount of these pieces of paper, and you leave one of them. You leave completely blank, and on other you are writing. For example, if you're female, you are writing male names, random, different male names. You are putting these pieces of paper under the pillow the night before the St. Andrew's Day, and you wake up in the morning, and the first thing you have to do, you pull your arm under the pillow, and randomly you take one piece of paper, and the name on it. It means that's how will your future husband. It's name of your future husband. and I had really funny story with this tradition, because when I was doing it, I've done everything correctly. That back that day, I knew the whole rules, what to do and how to do it. And I do remember the morning I'm waking up, I'm taking this piece of paper, look at it, and I understand it's completely blank. And this blank piece of paper meant that you won't ever get married. Oh my God, can you imagine? 13 years old, Luba, burst into tears, crying, oh my God, my life is over, my destiny is to be alone.
The only good thing which may happen to me is the marriage.
Okay. I remind you, 13 years old, Luba. But then I turn on the lights in my room, and then I realized that on this piece of paper, the name was written with pencil, and I have really bad sight. I see really bad, and without light in the room, of course, I see bad, and I didn't see what was written on the paper, and I thought it's blank. So I still do remember what was that name on that piece of paper. So Taras, if you're hearing me. So yes, it was Ukrainian traditions. Maybe not all of them particularly just Ukrainian. I don't know. we're not scientists, and we haven't done our research about how spread they are. But as for modern cow and this for fortune telling thing and kucha and all this stuff, and yes, and gathering together as a family is totally very Ukrainian thing to do. And right now, a lot of Ukrainians really miss this, really don't have any opportunity to get together with their families.
And eat your paskas and heat the chicken eggs.
And actually even this sort of celebration, I'm not sure how do people still have, some energy to do it. I don't know.
Well, there's no other thing to do except for celebrate, actually.
Yeah, or fighting Russians.
All of the
for
stuff.
example.
Oh,
yes.
Well, it can be like simultaneous processes.
Yeah, definitely. It's not okay. So yes, the word of the day today.
Yay!
Actually, we were talking about the Easter cake. It's called Pascha in Ukrainian, but you mentioned colored eggs. As I know, actually, I can't recall, is it Chicago or is it in New York? There is some Ukrainian store, and they actually, this colored eggs is their specialization, let's say. I saw in one video, they just have just incredible variety of these eggs. You can see
there is a whole culture.
Mm-hmm.
Whole culture
of it is the whole culture. And in Ukrainian, there's I don't know, even it's painted, let's say, egg, not just colored. It's painted with some nice different signs on it. It's called pesanka. It is really, a process to do it with huge traditions. And I do remember at school, we learned how to do it with different techniques. There are a lot of techniques, using wax, using these stripes, as you told. So even you can, to scratch boiled egg with some color. For example, it's red, and you're scratching some signs on it. So it's a lot of different techniques to do. And we were taught at school that some centuries ago, it was a ritual, and it was done mostly by women. And this woman supposed to be prepared to do this pesanka, to prepare these eggs to the Easter Eve. So I will leave you with this word pesanka and Google how does it look. It's really have really huge variety and it looks really nice.
Oh yeah, that's true. That is a form of art. Form of Ukrainian art. So, yeah, pesanka it is.
And I just recalled one more. It's cave tradition, I guess, because during the Easter, our cave government, I don't know, used to make an exhibition of huge pesankas. They made artificial huge pesankas, and we had this exhibition in the Maidan, or as I remember, or on Sofia Square. On Sofia Square, it was, I guess. Really nice exhibition of pesankas. It was.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
it's all over the world, not only in Ukraine. There were exhibitions around the world. I do remember that as a celebration of Ukrainian culture and as a celebration of the artistry and masterpieces, which is amazing. So thank you guys for today. Thank you for listening. If you listened to this far, that means that you are truly loyal listener of our podcast, and great thank you. There is no more beautiful person than you. You are the most beautiful, handsome man or woman who listened to that. Thank you very much for that.
Please subscribe to our channel. Please like our video. Please leave a comment down below, and we will see you on the next episodes. And yes, in the description box you can find links that will allow where you can donate to help, for example, Ukrainian army or Ukrainian civilians, or even the Ukrainian animals who are suffering from the war with Russia nowadays, even today as we are recording this video. So please consider to help, and thank you very much. See you on the next episode.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.